Hello everybody, welcome to A Case of the Jills. Today's video is an SOS. It's inspired by a bunch of questions I have gotten this last week on the same topic. So I figured it was important and on everyone's mind, so it's worth addressing. The question is a simple one. It is, do I need to eat processed foods in order to recover from amenorrhea? I'm not really sure where this comes from. I think it might have something to do with the Facebook support groups that some of you are on. I'm just gonna jump right into my answer here. I do not believe that eating processed foods is in any way, shape, or form 100% necessary in order to recover from amenorrhea. Obviously, for most of us, the reality is that we need to increase calories, and we probably need to be especially mindful of rebalancing the macronutrients in our daily intake. As you've heard me talk about before, my diet in the past was very heavy on fats, believe it or not, and I actually had to kind of rebalance so that I was including more carbohydrates, in particular more starchy carbohydrates. This is just an example of the idea of being mindful of our overall macronutrient intake. However, to say that the only way you can recover or that it's necessary for your recovery for you to eat processed foods, I can't really see that being true. Maybe I can sort of explain the reason for my opinion. Okay, so a lot of you know that I spend about half the year in Italy. You've heard me talk about this before as well, but when I'm in Italy, there is a very vast difference between the types of foods that are available there in your common grocery store or supermarket than there is here in America. There are far less processed, packaged, boxed foods, convenience foods, let's say, in Italy than there are here in America. And this is just an example of one country. I'm sure that there are differences all over the world as well. In Italy, for example, just to give you some idea of the differences that I'm talking about, there are no bars. Like, you know, Kind bars, Pure bars, Power bars, Lara bars, Cliff bars, go on and on and on. They don't exist in Italy. People don't eat those kinds of foods. They don't look to eat those kinds of foods. They're just not there. Let's take snack foods, for example. Chips and corn chips and all the different million types of, now we have beet chips and lentil chips and sweet potato chips. In Italy, you get like potato chips and maybe a sad bag of corn chips on the shelf, and that's about all you get. Forget about like 800 kinds of nut butters. There's no nut butters in Italy. There's maybe peanut butter, and you kind of have to like really look for it, and it's not gonna be at every supermarket. All of the breakfast cereals, the hot cereals, all of these things, they just don't exist there. And I know some of you are gonna write in the comments below, no, but there's this specialty store, you can get this and that. I know. It's just that for the regular person, going to the supermarket is kind of a different experience. So by the logic of us having to eat processed foods in order to recover better, are we to say that people who live in other countries and have different types of foods available to them, are we to say that they don't have as good a chance at recovery as we do? I cannot see that to be true. I like to think back historically and think about the types of foods that people have eaten historically. There's been literally thousands of years of human procreation, and in very few of those years was it necessary for you to eat a Kind bar to get through your day. My point is that biology is on your side. It really doesn't matter what's on the shelf in your pantry. The idea here is to eat anything that you want without restriction. Even if it's not something you would previously have eaten or something maybe you were afraid of in the past, if it sounds good to you and you're curious about it, you should eat it. Whether it's starchy carbohydrates or sugar or fruit, maybe for you it's fats, it doesn't matter. You should try it, you should eat it. That being said, I would never advise someone to eat foods that legitimately make them feel sick. If something makes you feel sick or you legitimately do not like something, don't force yourself to eat it. But be careful with this. Ouch, my tummy hurts from that watermelon can become a very slippery slope down to, okay, I'm not eating fruit now. I know you. Hey, this is the middle of the video and I'm not done talking yet, but could you please hit the subscribe button or the like button? When I reach my goal of 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to do a live Q&A here on YouTube and also a giveaway on Instagram, so hit those buttons. You have to be sensible here. If you find that you're filling up your plate with 6 pounds of broccoli and you're not adding fats or proteins, like, Have a conversation with yourself. Who are you fooling? And aren't you gassy? Just to be clear, I'm answering this question in a way that will address the majority of the women who write to me, who are athletes, who have amenorrhea and are trying to get back to health. I cannot speak for or advise women with diagnosed eating disorders. I urge them to consult with their doctor or dietitian to come up with a plan that best suits their recovery needs. But for the goofballs like me, eat the cake because it's your mom's birthday. Eat the hamburger at your brother's cookout. Have a salad because it's too hot to cook. Grill some beets because the organic ones were on sale at Whole Foods. Have a lemon poppy seed cookie because you never had one before. Have you really never had a lemon poppy seed cookie? Where have you been? The beauty part of recovery is that you don't need to have a reason to eat. You just have to eat. You don't have to justify your calories anymore. You do not have to plug them into an app. You do not have to add, subtract, multiply, or divide to justify the food item that is in front of you that looks really good and you want to put it in your mouth. No thoughts, no math, enjoyment, nutrition, and dare I say, pleasure. I hope this video was helpful for those of you who wrote to me asking this question. If you have any others, you can leave them in the comments below, or you can also email me at acaseofthejills@gmail.com. Please follow me on Instagram at acaseofthejills. Check out the Facebook page. Website is being redesigned, so it's in a little bit of a pause right now, but I promise you I've got some amazing things coming up over at acaseofthejills.com. Thank you for watching, and I will see you soon.